What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Wednesday, September 19th, 2018, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Brie Larson is a hero without a memory in the first trailer for Marvel's next comic book epic, Captain Marvel. The clip released Tuesday features Larson as the titular character crash landing on Earth, arriving inside a closed blockbuster at night. The story represents how the film takes place in the 90s before the events of Iron Man, which kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2008. Captain Marvel's entrance prompts the arrival of Nick Fury, portrayed by returning Samuel L. Jackson, who wants to recruit Captain Marvel in order to fend off a space invasion. As Captain Marvel explains to Fury, she has memory flashes of living on Earth, but has no recollection of where she comes from. The trailer also hints at Captain Marvel's origins as a Air Force pilot and how she will taking on the shape-shifting Skrulls who can appear as humans. Captain Marvel from director Anna Bolden and Ryan Fleck is set to arrive in theaters on March 8th, 2019. Jude Law, Gemma Chan, Annette Bening, and Ben Mendelsohn as the film's villain also star. Djimon Hounsou and Lee Pace will be featured reprising their villainous roles from Guardians of the Galaxy. Reese Witherspoon teased an upcoming scene from Big Little Lies Season 2 that involved ice cream and Meryl Streep Monday on The Tonight Show. Witherspoon, who stopped herself from sharing too many details from the upcoming season, says that her character, Madeline Martha McKenzie, will be seen throwing an ice cream cone at series newcomer Meryl Streep, who portrays Mary Louise Wright, the mother-in-law of Nicole Kidman's Celeste Wright. Host Jimmy Fallon presented to the audience photos from the scene, which features an angry Witherspoon gearing up to throw the ice cream cone at Streep, who is walking away with her back turned. Witherspoon says, "This might inform you about our relationship in the show. I really hucked it at her, y'all. I nailed it." Big Little Lies Season 2 is set to premiere sometime in 2019 on HBO. Witherspoon, Kidman, and Streep will be joined by returning cast members Shailene Woodley, Ian Armitage, Zoe Kravitz, James Tupper, and Laura Dern. Netflix announced it has ordered a live-action reboot of Avatar: The Last Airbender from the original creators of the animated series. The streaming service said Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, who created the 2005-2008 fantasy adventure series for Nickelodeon, will serve as executive producers and showrunners on the live-action series when it begins production next year. The Netflix series, like its animated predecessor, will follow the adventures of Aang, the last airbender, as he and his friends navigate a world divided into the nations of water, fire, earth, and air. Netflix tweeted a piece of concept art by John Straub as a teaser for the new show. Konietzko and DiMartino said in a statement provided to Variety, "We're thrilled for the opportunity to helm this live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. We can't wait to realize Aang's world as cinematically as we always imagined it to be, and with the culturally appropriate non-whitewashed cast." M. Night Shyamalan previously helmed a poorly received live-action film adaptation of the series in 2010. The movie was panned by critics and criticized by fans for a lack of racial diversity among the cast. Bravo dropped the first teaser trailer for its upcoming true crime anthology series Dirty John, starring Eric Bana as Comment John Meehan. The trailer for the series, based on the articles and podcasts compiled by Los Angeles Times reporter Christopher Godoff, features Bana as Meehan rehearsing the lines he's planning to use in the seduction of his next victim. Dirty John, produced by Universal Cable Productions, also stars Connie Britton as Deborah Knoll, a successful interior designer and single mom from Orange County, whose romance with the charismatic John Meehan spirals into secrets, denial, and manipulation, Bravo says. The series also features Jean Smart, Julia Gardner, Juno Temple, Kevin Zegers, Kyoko Agena, John Carna, Sprague Grayton, and Cliff Chamberlain. Dirty John is scheduled to premiere in November. John Legend and Mike Jackson have signed on to produce Jingle Jangle, a holiday musical in development at Netflix, the streaming service announced. Netflix said Legend and Jackson partnered in the Gay Lifted Film Company, and executive producers of Jesus Christ Superstar Live in Concert will serve as executive producers on the family film, which was written and will be directed by David E. Talbert. The film was described as the story of a toy maker, his granddaughter, and a magical invention. Talbot's previous holiday fare includes the films El Camino Christmas, First Sunday, Baggage Claim, and Almost Christmas. Ty Stetter-Los, a Get Lifted partner and executive producer of La La Land and WGN's series Underground alongside Legend and Jackson, will also serve as an executive producer. Talbot is slated to produce Jingle Jangle alongside Lynn Sisson Talbot and Brillstein's entertainment partners. Asia Argento said on Twitter Tuesday that she's moving forward on taking legal actions against Rose McGowan and is seeking substantial damages after the actress released a statement concerning Argento's sexual assault allegations. Argento said before referencing she will also be taking legal action against McGowan's partner Rain Dove to at Rose McGowan. The 24-hour deadline given to retract your recent false statements about me has now passed. She continued, I must inform you and at Rain Dove Model that I've instructed Michonne de Rea to seek substantial damages for deception, fraud, correction, and libel. You'll hear from them shortly. The tweet comes after Argento gave McGowan a warning on Monday, asking McGowan to retract her previous statement and apologize within 24 hours. McGowan in August released a statement detailing how Dove handed over text messages to police between Argento and Dove, in which Argento said she had sex with actor Jimmy Bennett. Argento was accused of sexual assault by Bennett, who said in documents obtained by the New York Times that Argento assaulted him when he was 17. The documents also show that Argento arranged to pay Bennett, now 22, $380,000. Argento has denied the allegations and said that the payment was the idea of her late boyfriend, Chef Anthony Bourdain, in order to avoid any negative press. Bennett was 7 years old when he starred in 2004's film The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things with Argento, who played his mother. Argento also directed the project. McGowan and Argento were the leaders of the Me Too movement, with both women accusing Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault. McGowan said in her statement, "You were my friend. I loved you. You spent and risked a lot to stand with the Me Too movement. I really hope you find your way through this process to rehabilitation and betterment. Anyone can be better. I hope you can be too." Actor Jack Black was honored with the 2,645th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Tuesday. Black, who was honored for his career in acting as well as his work with his comedy rock group Tenacious D, said he was nervous and embarrassed to receive the star, which fulfilled a lifelong dream. Black said, "If you get one of those stars on the sidewalk, that means you've made it, and I feel like I finally grasped that sweet brass ring. The question is, where do we go now?" Actor and writer Mike White, who starred alongside Black in School of Rock, commended Black for being a warm, genuine, and kind person, and for taking time to interact with fans. White says, "To be as famous as you are and still be a human takes a strong sense of self, a strong sense of character. He loves people, he loves to be loved, and people love him. What I think is the most impressive thing is that the legend that they love is incredibly close to the actual person that he is." School of Rock director Richard Linklater hailed Black's acting ability. He says there are hundreds and hundreds of actors who could do a good Hamlet, but there are only a few who could really do what Jack does. There's only one Jack Black. Black made his film debut in 1992 and went on to appear in nearly 150 films, including School of Rock, Shallow Hal, 2005's King Kong, and Nacho Libre. He also starred in Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny, which follows a fictionalized version of his comedy rock band with bandmate Kyle Gass, and lent his voice to the Kung Fu Panda films. Black joked that he planned to retire after receiving the star to focus on diet and exercise and pass the spotlight to the next generation, including his sons. He says, "Seriously, it's time to pass the torch to the Uzi Verts and the Little Peeps and the Tommy and Sammy Blacks of the world." He added he would make Jumanji 2, another Kung Fu Panda film, and 3 more Tenacious D's albums, and that's it. He says unless something really cool comes around. He ended his speech with a jab at the current U.S. president, saying, "I love you all so much except for Donald Trump," who he referred to using an expletive. Sarah Jessica Simpson announced with a series of photos on Instagram that she's expecting a baby girl, her third child, with husband Eric Johnson. Simpson posted a series of photos to Instagram showing her previously children with Johnson, Maxie and Ace. popping giant balloons to reveal smaller pink balloons, signifying she's expecting a girl. Simpson wrote, "This little baby girl will make us a family of 5. We couldn't be happier to announce this precious blessing of life." The third photo showed Simpson holding her baby bump. She did not disclose the due date of the baby. The couple's first daughter, Maxwell Drew Johnson, was born in 2012. Their second child, son Ace Newt Johnson, was born in 2013. Kanye West released on social media a new album titled Yandhi and a September 29th release date. West posted on Twitter Monday what appears to be the album cover for the project, followed by a text bubble that reads Yandhi, September 29th, 2018. The album cover for Yandhi is a pink and more lightly colored version of the cover to West's 2013 album Yeezy. Both covers featured a CD inside a jewel case. West, in addition to Yandhi, has been teasing a collaborative album with Chance the Rapper titled Good Ass Job and a follow-up to Watch the Throne, a collaborative album between West and Jay-Z that was released in 2011. West confirmed the existence of Good Ass Job while speaking at Chance's open mic event in Chicago. Chance posted video of West on stage at the event on Twitter Monday. West has been a busy 2018 year for West, which has included the release of his 8th studio album titled Ye in June and a collaborative album with Kid Cudi titled Kids See Ghosts that was also released in June. The two albums were in addition to West's producing Pusha T's Daytona, Nas's Nasir, and Tiana Taylor's KTSE. On Monday, it was also announced that West would be the special musical guest on the September 29th season premiere of Saturday Night Live. The appearance coincides with the release of Yandhi. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band have announced a final tour that will take place across North America starting in November. The tour, described as a celebration of Seger's 50-year music career, will begin on November 21st at the Van Adel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan, before wrapping up on May 2nd at the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion in Houston. Additional shows will be announced at a later date for venues located in Las Vegas, Fresno, San Diego, Vancouver, Florida, and more. Tickets for a number of shows are already on sale, while other dates will have their tickets going on sale for the general public starting on September 28th. A pre-sale for Bob Seger's fans club members will begin on September 25th. The farewell tour, titled The Traveling Man Tour Off of Seger's 1975 song of the same name, comes after the rock star postponed the remainder of his Runaway Train tour in October in order to treat an issue concerning his vertebrae. The South Korean boy band GOT7's latest album, Present You, has topped the iTunes chart in 25 countries. The album, which features lead single Lullaby, reached number 1 spot on iTunes in countries such as Brazil, Finland, Hong Kong, Mexico, and New Zealand, the Korea Herald reported. Additionally, Present You debuted in the number 3 slot in Canada, Greece, Norway, and Slovakia, and number 5 in the United States. GOT7 consists of members Mark, JB, Jackson, Yin Young, Youngji, Bam Bam, and Yugam. Recently wrapped up their world tour. The trek brought the band to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, making GOT7 the first K-pop group to perform at the venue. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1985, the U.S. Senate convenes the PMRC hearings on Capitol Hill. On August 19, 1985, the Commerce, Science, and Transport Committee of the United States Senate opened public hearings intended to gather experts' testimony on the, quote, content of certain sound recordings and suggestions that recording packages be labeled to purchase a warning to prospective purchasers of sexual exploited or other potentially offensive content. Widely known as the PMC hearings, after the acronym of the independent group, the Parents Music Resource Council, advocating for the voluntary adoption of warning stickers on record albums whose lyrics deemed to be offensive. The hearings did not, in fact, end up leading to any kind of legislative action. They did, however, lead to a spectacle in which a most unlikely trio of popular musicians, Dee Snider, Frank Zappa, and John Denver, presented a unified front before the committee against what they perceived to be efforts and undermine freedom of speech and artistic musical expression in popular music. Though the PMC was founded by several wives of prominent public figures, it was associated in the popular press most closely with Tipper Gore, the wife of then-Senator Al Gore of Tennessee. Alarmed by the salacious lyrics of the Prince song Darling Nikki in 1984, While she heard it for the first time while in the presence of her young daughters, Ms. Gore helped found the PMRC and spearheaded the efforts to place warning labels on music. Those labels came to be known as tipper stickers by some, and Mrs. Gore was singled out for special attention in a testimony given before the Senate on this date in 1985. Dee Snider, for instance, the frontman of the heavy metal band Twisted Sister, disputed Ms. Gore's reading of his songs Under the Blade, asserting that the only sadomasochism, bondage, and rape in this song is in the mind of Ms. Gore. And of the artists whose songs ranked number 1, the aforementioned Darlie Nikki, and second Sugar Walls on the PMRC's Filthy 15, Frank Zappa, no one has forced Mrs. Gore to bring Prince or Sheena Easton into her home. Members of the Senate committee may have been surprised by how articulate and well-reasoned the critiques of the PMRC's plans were. Dee Snider later said, "They had no idea I spoke English fluently." What is certain is that the hearings failed to galvanize public opinion in strong favor of the PMRC's plans. Although most major record labels would eventually adopt the tipper stickers voluntarily, the PMRC warning system never gained widespread support from consumers or from music retailers. Also on this date in 1990, the Martin Scorsese directed mafia film Goodfellas, starring Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Lorraine Bracco, and Joe Pesci, opens in theaters across the United States. The movie, which was based on the best-selling 1986 book Wise Guy by the New York crime reporter Nicholas Pileggi, tells the true story of the mobster-turned-FBI informant Henry Hill, played by Liotta, from the 1950s to the 1980s. Goodfellas earned 6 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture and Best Director. Pesci won a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his performance as the psychotic mobster Tommy DeVito. And on a personal note, today marks the 1,000th episode of the Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the listeners who've been tuning into the show on Spreaker and, of course, on iHeartRadio since its inception on May 20th of 2014, and for the last 4 years. I've learned a lot from doing the show 5 days a week. I've learned the importance of delivering the news, and your constructive criticism has been helpful in certain ways. I've learned not only how to report the news, but also how to present a very polished episodes each day. And also I've learned the importance of not ridiculing the subjects that I report. I feel that doing the podcast, I present a sense of humility and respect, which is something that lacks in journalism today. And I find that the podcast is probably one of the best forms of journalism in today's entertainment, because it allows me to report any type of news that I want without anybody being behind my back or telling me what I have to report and what not to report. And of course, I do it in the nature of my own home. That's the added bonus of doing the Entertainment Report every single day. So again, I want to thank all you listeners who've been tuning into the show, and to 1,000 more episodes. And of course, that is your Entertainment Report for Wednesday, September 19th, 2018. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.